Little Burlide's number introduces me nicely. Ain't the snow falling bit deeper these days? Aren't they building the stairs bit steeper these days? And the town's really changing in so many ways. Time, time. Young folks are growing exceptionally tall, and the newspaper print is becoming quite small. And folks speak so softly I can hardly hear it all. Time, time, time. The jokes aren't as witty as the old jokes once were, and the girls are not as pretty as I remember her. And today in the park a man called me sir. Time, time, time. So I breathe a bit heavy when I climb a hill. Well, what if my life is much more fulfilled? But they're tearing down buildings which I watch them build. Time, time, time. Time, time. Now Burlide's always used to finish that with these few lines, so I'm going to do it too. It's not the grey in his hair that makes a man old, nor the faraway look in his eyes, so I'm told. But when the mind makes a contract the body can't fill, then you're over the hill, brother, you're over the hill. Yes, I'm the old geezer. I'm actually a poet. I've been singing Shanty a bit lately, and they sort of got into my blood. My hands are too crippled to play my instruments properly, hence the alto harp. That's very easy to play. And other than that, take me as you find me. Now, the next one has been recorded by Walter Brennan, Tex Williams, Carson Robertson, and even June Carter once recorded this. It's called Life Gets Tedious, don't it? The sun comes up and the sun goes down. The hands on the clock keep going around. I just got up and it's time to lay down. Life gets tedious, don't it? My shoes untied, but I don't care. I ain't figuring on going nowhere, for I'd have to wash and comb my hair. And that's just a wasted effort. The water in the well's getting lower and lower. Can't take a bath for 6 months or more. But I've heard it said, and it's true, I'm sure, too much bathing ain't good for you. I open the door and the flies swarm in. Close the door and I'm sweating again. And in the process I crack my shin. Just one darn thing after another. Old brown mule, he must be sick. I jammed him in the rump with a pin on a stick. He humped his back, but he wouldn't kick. Now there's something cockeyed in there somewhere. A mouse has been chewing on the pantry door. He's been at it now for a month or more. When he gets through, he'll sure be sore, 'cause there ain't a darn thing in there. Hound dog howling, so forlorn. Laziest dog that ever was born. He's a howling 'cause he's sitting on a thorn. And he's just too tired to move over. The tin roof leaks and the chimney leans. There's a hole in the seat of my old blue jeans. I just ate the last of the pork and beans. You just can't depend on nothing. Cow's gone dry and the hens won't lay. Fish quit biting yesterday. Troubles are piling up day by day. And now I'm getting hemorrhoids. Grief and misery, pains and woes, debts and taxes, yeah, so it goes. I think I'm getting a cold in my nose. Life gets tasteless, don't it? Now, I'm doing another swap. I do this to drag out the time. I hate this thing. Now, this year, we've lost just too many of our great singers and songwriters. We lost Ian Tyson from Ian and Sylvia. We lost Gordon Lightfoot. We lost Roger Whittaker the other week. And a month ago, we lost Jimmy Buffett. And what can you say about Jimmy Buffett, other than it's always 5 o'clock somewhere? Nibbling on sponge cake, watching the sun bake. All of those tourists covered with oil, strumming my 6-string on my front porch swing. Smell those shrimp, they're beginning to boil. Wasting a weekend in Margaritaville, searching for a mile of sicker soul. Some people claim there's a woman to blame, but I know it's nobody's fault. Don't know the reason I stay there all season. Nothing to show but this brand new tattoo. It's a real beauty, a Mexican cutie. How it got here I haven't a clue. Wasting a weekend in Margaritaville, searching for a mile of sicker soul. Some people claim there's a woman to blame, but I know that it could be my fault. Blew up my flip-flop, stepped on a pop-top, cut my heel and had to cruise home. Who's in the blender? Soon it will render the frozen concoction that helps me hang on. Wasting a weekend in Margaritaville, searching for my shaker soul. Some people claim there's a woman to blame, but I know it's entirely my fault. Now I'm getting rid of this thing. I might get rid of this thing too. Oh, sticks, mate. Yeah, I might get rid of that one too. I might need that for a little while. I just change instruments just to confuse you. It confuses me too. Right. This next song, it's not meant to be funny, but it was written by one of the most hilarious comedians that I've seen, and his name's Bernard Cribbins. He's an English gentleman. He also was Uncle Bulgaria in the Wombles. And he wrote this, he called it a sea shanty, but I call it Old Sailor's Lament. I've been ashore too long, me boys, I've been ashore too long. So heave away, me hearties, for the cold of the sea is strong. I've been ashore too long, me boys, 'tis time for me to go. It's time for me to go. My heart is there where the wind is fair and the waves are lapping low. I've been ashore too long, me boys, it's time for me to go. I hear the seabirds cry, me boys, I hear the seabirds cry. I hear the thunder crashing out of a stormy sky. There's rain and hail and a battered sail that a brave nor'easter clove. I've been ashore too long, me boys, it's time for me to go. Time for me to go. There's many a shipmate lost, me boys, there's many a shipmate lost. Stout-hearted lad from Devon, and who's to count the cost? But take me far where the big ships are, and the waters ebb and flow. I've been ashore too long, me boys, 'tis time for me to go. It's time for me to go. Now, here comes big treat for you all. There's this is Mother Maybelle, named after Maybelle Carter, member of the Carter family, mother-in-law of Johnny Cash, and one of the original exponents of the instrument. She could really make it sing. I can't make it sing, I just make it squeal a bit. But it's easy to play because instead of forming your hands around awkward, chord positions, you just press a little button and it's schmick. Now, let's see how we go on this. I think we'll be right. Now it's a song, which it's an old English song originally, but you won't recognise it. I changed the words, changed the tune, and it's not recognisable at all. But it's called the Albany Ram. As I went down to Albany upon a market day, I spied the biggest ram, boys, that ever was fed on hay. And it's true, my lads, it's true, I never was known to lie. And if you go down to Albany, you'll see the same as I. Now the reputation of this ram was known for miles around, and when they had to dip it, they filled King George's Sound. And it's true, my lads, it's true, I never was known to lie. If you go down to Albany, you'll see the same as I. To shear it took 100 men, working 20 weeks. They stretched the fleece from Walpole out to Many Peaks. And it's true, my lads, it's true, I never was known to lie. And if you go down to Albany, you'll see the same as I. And when at last they slaughtered it, the meat made such a mound, it dropped the price of mutton to 1 6 a pound. And it's true, my lads, it's true, I never was known to lie. And if you go down to Albany, you'll see the same as I. The liver was so large, they didn't know what to do. They dragged it up near Alice Springs and called it Uluru. And it's true, my lads, it's true, it never was known to lie. And if you go down to Albany, you'll see the same as I. Now the man who owned this ram, sir, he was so filthy rich. And the man who sings his song to you, it's a lying son of a gun. And it's true, my lads, it's true, I never was known to lie. And if you go down to Albany, you'll see the same as I. And it's true, my lads, it's true, I never was known to lie. And if you go down to Albany, you'll see the same as I. Now, apologies to a few of you who might have been here. No, it's at King River Hall back in February. I did this song then, but I got a few laughs out of it, so I thought I'd give it another one. Give it another turn here. It's an old country song. Every country in the world seems to have a version of this song, but this one originally came from Perth, and I like it. I've been singing it for years and years and years. In fact, I think I first heard it over in the town hall in 1966. Anyway, I brought it a bit more up to date. We had some chickens, no eggs would they lay. We had some chickens, no eggs would they lay. My wife said, honey, we're losing money. We had some chickens, no eggs would they lay. One day a rooster came in our yard, and he caught those chickens right off their guard. They're laying eggs now, just like they used to, ever since that rooster came in our yard. We had some sheep now, no wool would they grow. We had some sheep now, no wool would they grow. My wife said, honey, we're losing money. We had some sheep now, no wool would they grow. One day a rooster came in our yard, and he caught those sheep right off their guard. They've all got jackets of tropical worsted, ever since that rooster came in our yard. We had a cow now, no milk would she give. We had a cow now, no milk would she give. My wife said, honey, where will we get the money? You need wallet wizard. We had a cow now, no milk would she give. One day a rooster came in our yard, and he caught that cow right off her guard. She's giving milk now with a calcium booster, ever since that rooster came in our yard. Oh no, oh there it is, vital stuff. Now the next song's not a song at all, it's a poem. And it's another one I've been toting around for years, and it's quite applicable, because everybody associates sea shanties with pirates for some reason. It's called the annual Pirates' Ball. Fill up your glasses, lads and lasses, toast us one and all. Oh, we had us quite a snarl at the annual Pirates' Ball. From every port and smuggler's fort, they hearkened to the call, when with a shout the word came out, 'twas the annual Pirates' Ball. First to arrive was Snakes Alive. She had a scurvy crew, and for 3 days a toast was raised as each ship hove to view. At last 1,000 stern to bow were anchored in the bay, and Sir James Kidd raised up the lid, so let the fiddles play. By stage and train the women came. There were so many wenches, They filled B&Bs and hostelries, and some slept on park benches. By lantern light for 7 nights and 7 drunken days, all through the towns and all around, all hearts were bright and gay. Bold Jimmy Flynn was bad as sin, with locks of curly hair, his suntanned skin like burnished tin, his eyes were devil-may-care. With a leap and a bound he cried, "A pound for every girl what tempts me." But on the day when he should pay, they found his pockets empty. One night he tried to hitch a ride, leaving them all unpaid. In a coach he kneeled. He was concealed by the skirts of a chambermaid. Captain Kidd saw what he did and cried out, "Sir, desist!" But Big Bad Jim just looked at him. The crazy fool was pissed. He collared Jim, threw the book at him and banged him in the stocks, where folk threw boots and rotten fruits and clods of earth and muck. So, fill your glasses, lads and lasses, toast us one and all. Oh, we had us quite a snarl at the annual Pirates' Ball. Now, 2 songs with this bloke, so it's a bit easier. Now, my old gran, she was very worried about my welfare. I don't know why, but she was very worried about my welfare. And she took me aside one day and she taught me this little poem which I put to music. Be kind and grateful and honest, be careful and loving and true. Be sure to treat other people the way that they treat you. In all things be decent and thoughtful to neighbours and friends all around. May your reputation be a good one and your heart with mercy abound. Fight with your family or strangers, their foibles and flaws criticize. When they say things that you disagree with, don't be tempted to roll your eyes. If they wear brown shoes and grey trousers and forget to button their fly, don't make a big scene and condemn them. Just smile and simply say hi. Keep a look on your face that is interested and resist the temptation to hit. Even if what they say is damn stupid and they talk a great load of rubbish. Come out into their garden with their overcoats on back to front. Just try to sympathise with them. Don't call them a stupid grape pillock, for you know not what are their troubles, whether factual or fiction or farce. Just remember this one thing I told you, they can stick it up their jumpers. Now this next one, I don't know whether you know, but in Texas, Willie Nelson is very, very popular. Even though he's in his 90s now, he's still hero absolute hero. And so, when we were there, we were picking in a honky-tonk in Austin. This girl came up and brought the band around. I said, can we play something for you, darling? Before we gave us balls and close this old bar down. Then she asked me, can you play Whiskey River? I said, and said, boys, kick her off in A. And I did my best impersonation for her. That one performance stole her heart away. But I think she only loves me for my Willie. Something about my Willie turns her on. It's not all that extraordinary, really, but it's better than my Haggard and my Jones. It's a little thing, and you might think it's silly, but you can bet it's always on her mind. Yeah, I think she only loves me for my Willie. She keeps asking for my Willie all the time. We got in my truck and headed out for breakfast. I stuck in my Willie CD. Yet I thought that I was driving in a Lexus. The way she scooted over and snuggled up to me. I said, honey, can you tell me why you're with me? She thought about it hard, and then she said, it's just your personality that gets me. But the naked truth kept pounding in my head. I think she only loves me for my Willie. Something about my Willie turns her on. It's not all that extraordinary, really, but it's better than my Haggard and my Jones. It's a little thing, and you might think it's silly, but you can bet it's always on her mind. Yeah, I think she only loves me for my Willie. She keeps asking for my Willie all the time. She begged me not to go on the road again. Leave her blue eyes crying in the rain. She swears that these four walls will drive her crazy. If I sing for all those girls I've loved before again. 'Cause I think she only loves me for my Willie. Something about my Willie turns her on. It's not all that extraordinary, really, but it's better than my Haggard and my Jones. It's a little thing, and you might think it's silly, but you can bet it's always on her mind. Yeah, I think she only loves me for my Willie. She keeps asking for my Willie all the time. Now, I can see one in the audience. But is there any other Scottish people in here? No?
Can't see any.
No, don't think so. So you're not going to be offended by this then?
Talk about Scotsmen. Giving away money, eh?
Thanks, mate.
Would you believe it?
That was for a book of sketches I've done, and they were on sale at with the t-shirts. I don't know what's happened to them now, but I hope they've all sold. There were some sketches I did of the various groups around this Shanty Fest. But I'm going to do this little number now. It's a poem, in case you don't recognise my singing voice from my speaking voice, and I wouldn't blame you. They're both bloody awful. Right. Hamish Killick from the city of Wick was proud of his heritage line, and he gallantly told of his ancestors bold who drank whiskey and green ginger wine. He grandly would say how they came from Norway to pillage and plunder and rape. His tales were the best from old Inverness right up to the John O'Groats Cape. In his Wick's tartan kilt with his broad Scottish lilt, the tourists were always regaled. From the North Sea so broad, with a shield and a sword, he would tell how his ancestors sailed. With their longboats and swords, these bold Viking hordes sailed into the Wick unannounced, to murder the men, and after that then, onto the wee lasses they pounced. So frightening and feared, with red whiskers and beard, these chaps ran amok through the village. With their bloodlust and greed, they sowed all their seed, as they raped and they plundered and pillaged. Hamish thundered and roared, and the folks would applaud. His historical tales were a winner. Till, at 8:15, through the distillery gate, his wife dragged him home for his dinner. Now the next one requires a very, very short story, and I can see Teresa already rolling her eyes, because when my short stories aren't always so short. But
5 minutes, Graham.
5 minutes?
Yes.
Okay.
If that helps.
5 minutes will do. We'll do fine. I will make this my last then.
Yeah.
I thought it would be around about now.
Yes.
I've saved the last to the best. No, the other way round. That's the best to the last. After the Second World War, a lot of people in Jamaica emigrated to Great Britain because there was work there, Britain was being rebuilt. And they travelled to England on ships like the Empire Windrush, the Ormond, the Almazora. The same year, the tramway system closed down in Jamaica. It wasn't paying, wouldn't have paid to have rebuilt it. So the story visualises a man leaving Jamaica to go to England, and he's travelling through Kingston town on a tram. Tram go down to Kingston town, through the streets it go. Today I got to sail away on a boat to Mexico. Bell go ding, voices sing, people laughing and gay. Happy face at the marketplace, while I must sail away. Tram go down to Kingston town, through the streets it go. Today I got to sail away on a boat to Mexico. Laughing people everywhere, carnival is here. Fish is nice with the hot jug spice and a pint of red stripe beer. Tram go down to Kingston town, through the streets it go. Today I got to sail away on a boat to Mexico. Through Emancipation Park, past the Spanish fort, trolleys park it getting dark as we go down to the port. Tram go down to Kingston town, through the streets it go. Today I got to sail away on a boat to Mexico. Goodbye Montego Bay, farewell Mandeville. Tomorrow I'll be far away, but my heart's in the island still. Tram go down to Kingston town, through the streets it go. Today I got to sail away on a boat to Mexico. Far away where the lights are gay and the sun shines giddy on the mountain top, I took a trip on a sailing ship, and when I reached Jamaica I made a stop. But I'm sad to say I'm on my way, won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my head is turning around, I had to leave a little girl in Kingston town. Tram go down to Kingston town, through the streets it go. Today I got to sail away on a boat to Mexico. Okay, well, thanks very much. I've enjoyed doing it. I don't know whether you enjoyed me doing it, but it's been worthwhile.
Hello, mate.
Hello. From one old geezer to another. Thank you very much, Graham. Appreciate it.